Building a team. Building a team. Whoa. All right, we're going to wait a couple minutes here, wait for some people to get on. How's it going? How's it going? Let's see what's going on. We got Tuam in the house. How's it going? Welcome in. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. What's going on? Raw Pa. Welcome in. Welcome in. How's it going? How's it going? Yes, it's all in here, Ellie. All your drawing stuff is in here. Welcome in, Raw. How you doing, brother? How you doing? Welcome in. Oh, you know what? Let me share out the live. Give me a second here, guys. I'm going to send out the live to everybody also. Do, 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 do. I forgot to do that at the beginning of the live. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. We are going to send out notifications of the lives to everybody, all our the people that support us the most. We're going to let them know that we are live right now. Every week, the last couple months, we've been at 6 p.m. So 6 p.m. Pacific. Right now, it's 5 p.m. Pacific. And I think a lot of people forgot that we are switching to 5 p.m. Pacific. So thanks for being here. We're going to go ahead and share this out to folks. Let them know that we're live if they want to come in and talk about autonomous and anything about trucking, really. Just give me a second, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Here we go. Send separately. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. Raising arrows. Welcome in. There we go. I see the hearts. Thank you. Thank you. All right, just so everybody knows, we are live right now on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and X. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Vince. I am a freelance journalist, American commercial professional truck driver. We are here to serve you. Samantha, welcome in. Thank you so much for that. We are here to serve you. Thank you so much for choosing your very valuable time and sharing it with us. Again, we are here to serve you. Let's trust but verify. Let's be critical thinkers. We are creating a culture here that a lot of people want to see. We are creating a culture for the American truck driver, the small carrier, the mechanic, for everybody that everybody who cares and loves the industry. So we're going to wait for a few more people to show up, and then we have a little intro for you, and then we're going to get started. We give everybody 3 minutes to talk. So I hope you can find the courage to come up and talk today. So we also have Samantha with us down there in the box. Samantha, is there anything you'd like to say while we're waiting on a few more people to come in?
Just really excited about some things that we've got going on, Vince, with the letters that are going out. Your promo videos, I love that those are going out. Hey, if you guys have seen those, please, when you see them, please repost them and share them. And if you're somebody who is you're doing your own lives and you're looking to recreate this culture, which that's what we want to see. That's discipleship. When you take something that's working, that's exciting, and you duplicate that over and over again, that's discipleship. That's how movements happen. And so we want that. But if you're doing that and you would like to have promotional videos that look like Vince's, so that we're just kind of being congruent, reach out to me and let me know. I am happy to make that happen for you. And I just can't tell you how excited I am to see this growing and people excited. I've got about 20 people on LinkedIn the last couple of days talking about, hey, what's this thing you guys got going on? What are you doing? How are you moving? And we just we want everybody to know that we are 100% an inclusive environment. Everyone Everyone is welcome here. Now, when you get here, you're going to have to act like a grown up. And, so if we start showing out, you're going to have to sit in timeout. We're not ever going to kick anybody out or exclude anybody, but we are going to say, hey, we're protecting the environment. So go sit in the corner and think about what you've done. And then when you can act like a grown up, you get to come back. And so this is what we're doing. This is how it starts, because this is the foundation that everything else gets built on. People try to create systems, they try to create organizations, but they don't create culture first. And when you create culture and it's strong and it sets standards that are above where you were before, that's what you build everything else on, and then it will stand.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Ditto what Samantha said, and we're going to go ahead and open it up. So, good evening, everybody. My name is Vince with Truckers Unite Now. Co-hosting with us is Sean over at Trucking the USA Today, and also Samantha there in the box. Sean will be here in a minute. I know a lot of you are inviting to come up, so this is only going to take about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we're going to rock and roll. And I'm going to get you. I know who you were first coming up, so you'll be up first. Before we get started, we'd like to take a moment to talk about the kind of community that we are building here. It's basically piggybacking off what Samantha said. This is a place built on respect, dignity, accountability, and the belief that every person deserves an opportunity to be heard. That's why we give people up to 3 minutes to speak. We believe conversations matter, and we believe that you, the listener, the watcher, matter. We're not here to create an echo chamber. Different perspectives are welcome, right? How do we all debate? How do we peacefully debate? Honest disagreements is welcome. Tough conversations are welcome. In fact, of the most important conversations that are happening when people see things differently. What we ask is simple: respect the dignity of other people on this show. We don't exclude people because they have different opinions. We do not expect everybody to agree. What we do expect is that everybody participates in a way that respects the humanity and the dignity of the people around them. One of our core principles is the protection of human dignity. The moment a person is the That means every person is welcome to participate, but no one is here or entitled to diminish, degrade, intimidate, or harm others. If someone becomes abusive, disruptive, or behaves in a way that's dangerous for our environment, and I'm talking about you, the watcher, I'm not talking about me, that we are creating here, moderators will mute you and then place you in a timeout. This is not a punishment, but as a way to protect the conversation and the people participating in it. We are all together. We're building a culture here, something special, something that matters. Our belief is that strong communities do not require constant enforcement. They require clear standards and people willing to uphold them. When the culture is healthy, most people naturally align with it. Those who do not usually decide for themselves that this is not the environment that they're looking for. We are not here to tear each other down. We are here to strengthen each other. We are here to listen, learn, challenge ideas respectfully, and evaluate the quality of the conversation throughout our trucking industry. Whether you are a driver, a spouse, an owner operator, a dispatcher, a broker, a shipper, a mechanic, or a trucking cashier at the truck stop, or simply someone who cares about the trucking industry. We're glad that you're here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your voice, and thank you for helping us build the kind of community that our industry deserves. Just so everybody knows, Sean is currently right now getting on his other account to join us. I'm going to let Sean tell you what happened to him if he chooses, but something absolutely wild just happened to him. We just got off the phone. And hey, Leah, welcome to the team. Thank you so much for the heart me. just so everybody knows, as you see pastime down there, tapping that screen, sharing the live and commenting helps us all get into the FYP. Remember, if we get into the FYP, it's not me getting into the FYP, it's all of us getting into the FYP. And then when you come up on the panel, if you're talking, however many people we're talking to, you're talking to those people. So it matters. These social media platforms, they want us to build a community. That's what it's about. It's not about the shares or the likes or the comments, other than getting us to the place we want, which we want to find all 2 million American truck drivers, right? We want to find those millions of people that are involved in the trucking industry. We want to find those voters that are not going to vote for the midterm elections, and encourage them to vote, because our country matters, right? So what's going on, Dexy? Everybody else, welcome in so much. I'm glad you're here. And let's bring up some folks. Oh, oh, my bad. Hold on. Okay. My bad. Sorry about that pastime. Yes, sweetheart. Uh, I'll tell you in a minute. What's going on, Dexter? Welcome in. Let me see. Let me read some of these comments. Steele says, "You're the same old boy I caught letting the..." Wait, what? What are you talking about, Steele? Okay. We're going to ignore that comment, like we said earlier. Let's see. Give me one. Yep, I see you, Pastime. Pastime says I'm tapping. Thank you so much for tapping, guys. All right, I'm going to read one of these letters. Everybody went away. If you want to come up, again, we give you 3 minutes. You can talk about whatever you want. The topic today is still autonomous. We have, let me find it real quick. We have about 15 states that are covered, you guys. And we're still looking for about 35 states to cover. If you're interested in covering a state, your state, even if it's a double state, we would love to have you. We're sending out 5 letters to each state, to different organizations that we, we the trucker says, my thumb hurts. Thank you, Jane and Mike. I really appreciate you guys. But yeah, we have 5 letters. Let's see. We got OSHA, we got the EPA, we have Department of Transportation in your state. We have the Office of Emergency Management. And last but not least, we have the Federal Insurance Office. So we have 5 example letters for you, right? 5 example letters that we believe will completely stop, if not for sure, slow down autonomous. I don't know about you guys, but I would not like to see an autonomous vehicle running through my city that has an inhalation hazmat truck going through it without being a human being in there that's concentrating constantly. These folks take advantage of us. They offer to pay us if we give them information about how we do our job, or when we're tired, when we're not tired. That's how the ELDs came to be. They basically act like our best friend, and they put something in our back. You know what I mean? So me personally, anybody that asks me what I'm doing in the truck, it's none of your business. I am not giving any information anymore about how I do my job, my 3,500 miles a week. You're not getting that information out of me, because I know what you're doing. You're just using it to create some system to make a bunch of money. And you know what? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Parking now is $4,000 a year on average. So whatever you're making yesterday, well, guess what? Today you're making $4,000 a year less, just to do the same job that you've always done. And this is what's been happening to us for the last 3 or 4 decades. Everybody is just trying to make money off us. And it's gotten to a point where we're not making anything now. So let's take our first guess. I believe that's Shaun. Let's see if that's Shaun or not. I think it is. I'm going to prepare one thing. I'll be right back. I'm right here, guys. I am just looking for our spreadsheet. I think that's it. Let's see if he can connect. He might be in a bad area, but I think that's Shaun. What's up, honey? I don't know. But you can draw, honey, on this. Here's your this. All right, let's see if Shaun is gonna load up. Ellie. Ellie. Sorry about that, guys. My daughter wants the old iPad here. What are you gonna do with it? Just a movie or something? Okay. All right. This is the only time she. By the way, just so everybody knows what my wife and I do. Go ahead, you're free. Uh, what my wife and I do, we only allow our children to have technology 2 hours a day. Scientists have come up with new studies that show anybody 16 and under, it's really, really bad for them to have more than 2 hours of any kind of screen time. That includes movies per day. So we're not perfect like anything, balance, right? But 2 hours a day is the only time. So down here visiting grandma and grandpa, and that's the only reason she's getting some extra time. What's going on, Trucker Jim? I see you. I see you. Hey, Ellie, will you let I think Ed's here. Oh, he is here. Let's see what's sorry, guys. I'm looking at this weird thing. Okay, there we go. All right, Jim, what is going on, brother? How you doing? All right, I think Sean's trying to get in. I'm not sure. Sorry, guys. It's kind of a mess. Something really big just happened to Sean, and it's no bueno, guys. Okay, he's trying to come up again. Sean, I don't think you're going to be able to get in, man. What just happened to? Who wants to know what happened to Sean? I don't know if he's okay with me saying it, but we're stuck in Cali, Vince. Okay. We the Truckers says that they are stuck in Cali. What part of Cali? Because I'm in Cali right now. Where are you stuck? Where are you stuck? Mike, thank you so much for tapping that screen and sharing the live out. I really appreciate you. Samantha, I forgot to give you a gift. Let me give you some gifts here, some live gifts. Everybody coming in on YouTube, Facebook, and X, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys. If you haven't been to this website yet, wethetruckers.com. It's an amazing website. You will find a lot of American patriots here. You will find a lot of trucking advocates, freelance journalists that are here to serve you, that love our industry and are trying their hardest to save it. What do you guys think? Let's see. The White Shadow says, "Why are you all?" What do you mean by that? Like, why is Sean stuck, not being able to come up? Or truck drivers stuck? Let's see. We the Trucker says, "Hang on, Rialto at Pilot." Oh, you're not that far from me, Jane. Maybe I'll come see you guys. What are your plans? Oh, no loads. Ouch. Yeah, that happens. All right, I'm gonna give you a text later about that. Let's see. So the White Shadow, what did you mean by your comment earlier? Just curious. Okay, while we're waiting for Sean to come up, I'm gonna read one of these letters. Again, 5 letters that are going out to different agencies. Hang on one sec. I remember now where I put it. Okay, we got the EPA, we got OSHA, DOT, state level, Department of Energy Management, and we have the Federal Insurance Office. We are sending letters, an autonomous cease and assist. Like, what is the safety behind this? Have you guys even researched it? We believe, our belief system is, yeah, I know. Leah says Sean's phone is completely crashed. I wonder why his phone is crashed. Could it be because he's a really strong patriot in America? All right, I'm just going to tell y'all. So what happened to Sean is like Leah said, his phone crashed, and our belief is it said something weird like this is a government reset or something like that. So I'm just gonna be transparent with you guys because that's what we always talk about, right? What is our culture? Trust but verify, right? To tell the truth, even if it's ugly. Well, this is a government reset, and a lot of his research is now gone. So Sean and our team, we start getting really, really close to all the cracks and the loopholes and where the corruption is with the global elites and the corporate giants. And then his phone just happens to crash, right? We're sending out these letters, 5 in each state, and all of a sudden his phone crashes. Give me a break. I don't believe in coincidences anymore. Ghost Trucker, welcome in, brother. I'm glad you're here. So be aware, guys, anything that you do, if you're fighting for the trucking industry, I just put it down on paper. Put down on paper because these corporate elites and these corporate giants, and they are up our attraction. But here's the thing: those entities, can't stop light. Light pierced through darkness, and we are the light, you guys. You, the person that's watching, you 12 beautiful souls, you guys are the light. Okay, so we're going to get this done. Let's see. Yep. Pastime for a Change says, well, I think I said get ready. Yeah, get ready, everybody. Buckle up, buttercup, because it's coming. America 2.0, right? Oh, the white shadow is stuck in California also. We got a lot of people stuck in California. For those of you that are stuck in California, I'm really surprised because with all this, brokers being responsible for the unaliving of people with these shady chameleon carriers or these carriers that aren't doing the right thing, uh, that has stopped. Now brokers are responsible. So the FMC put a stop to it. And so because of that, now we are making really decent money. But here at Truckers Unite now, we the truckers, pastime for a change, trucking the USA today, we're not going to stop until every single company driver is making a minimum of 300 grand a year, has full medical and dental for themselves and their family, and a great retirement. We're not going to stop. And personally, I think that we should have like something similar to the military where after 20 years, you're able to retire because truck drivers' jobs are 7 times more dangerous than law enforcement. The average truck driver lives to 61 years old in America. That's pretty sad. That's you right there what the toll on the human body is. Excuse me. All right. So I'm going to read one of these letters. And here we go. Sean, I don't know if you're watching, but we're waiting for you to come up, buddy. All right, we're going to read occupational safety. We already read OSHA. Let's read the Division of Energy Protection. What do y'all think? Let's do it. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Subject: concerns regarding autonomous trucking, mechanical failures, and environmental impact preparedness. And this is for my home state of Nevada. This is one of the letters that I sent the EPA. Okay. I'm writing to express serious concerns regarding rapid development and deployment of autonomous commercial vehicles throughout the United States and the potential environmental risks associated with these systems, particularly in situations where no trained human is present inside the vehicle during a mechanical failure, hazardous material incident, or catastrophic event. As autonomous trucking technologies continues expanding onto public roadways, the public is being assured that these systems are safe, efficient, and prepared for the future for transportation needs, which is BS. It's a bunch of BS, you guys. It's all about money, right? For these global elites, they have a acceptable number of unalive. They have an acceptable number of human loss in America that they're okay with. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not okay with one person passing away from a commercial accident because of autonomous trucking. I don't want to see any of your families hurt, period. Let's see, federal preparedness when autonomous systems experiences failures that could result in large scale environmental damage, right? Specifically, I would like to know what actions, studies, planning efforts, or training programs the Environmental Protection Agency has conducted regarding scenarios where a commercial autonomous truck is operating without an active human driver capable of immediate intervention, like a human would be, right? A mechanical failure occurring involving hazardous materials, fuel spills, batteries, fires, brake failures, or roadway blockages. I want to know in my home state of Nevada. A mechanical failure occurs involving hazardous materials, fuels. Oh, I already read that. I'm sorry. An autonomous vehicle creates an environmental hazard impacting waterways, desert ecosystems, wildlife habitat, or public lands, agricultural areas, or nearby communities. Emergency responders are required to manage a technologically advanced commercial vehicle without a qualified operator present at the scene. Nevada serves as a critical transportation and freight corridor in the Western United States, with major interstate routes such as I 80, I-15, and US Highway 95, carrying substantial volume of commercial traffic every single day. These routes move fuel, hazmat material, consumer goods, mining products, and other freight across the state and throughout the region. A significant amount of autonomous vehicle malfunction on Nevada highways through remote desert areas near watersheds, public lands, tribal lands, or rapidly growing populations, like where my family lives, right? And your family might live, centers could create serious environmental and public safety consequences. My concern is not simply about technology itself, but whether proper federal oversight, environmental response planning, and interagency coordination currently even exists before widespread deployment becomes normalized. In a fully autonomous truck carrying fuel, chemicals, batteries, or other potential hazardous cargo were involved in if they were involved in a catastrophic mechanical failure, collision, fire, or spill, who would ultimately be responsible for immediate environmental mitigation if no qualified driver is present? I respectfully request clarification on the following. One, has the EPA conducted environmental impact studies related specifically to autonomous commercial trucking incidents? Two, has the EPA coordinated with the Department of Transportation, Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, the good old FMCSA, National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the NHTSA, or Nevada emergency management agencies regarding autonomous truck failure scenarios? Three, at first responders are first responders receiving specialized training for autonomous commercial vehicles where emergencies involving hazardous materials, lithium ion batteries, or advanced vehicle systems, have they been trained? Four, what federal environmental response protocol currently exists for autonomous vehicles related to hazardous material spills, fires, or environmental contamination events? Has Nevada received guidance, recommendations, or preparedness resources from the EPA regarding autonomous commercials vehicles incidents? What contingency plan exists for autonomous truck failures occurring in remote areas where emergency response resources may be limited and environmental impacts could spread before contaminant measures are implemented? Technology should never outpace public safety or environmental preparedness. Before autonomous trucking expands further, the American public deserves transparency regarding how these risks are being evaluated, mitigated, and addressed. Nevada residents, businesses, emergency responders, and communities deserve assurances and appropriate environmental safety guards are in place before these technologies become commonplace on public roadways. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your consideration. I look forward to your response regarding these important concerns. So, I hope to receive a letter back. What do you guys think about all this? Are these serious concerns that you're worried about? Is anybody here worried about a hazmat load being hacked by somebody overseas, for example? Y'all know how much our phones glitch out, right? Could you imagine the advanced technology that is in autonomous trucking that is completely driving itself? And even if they do put a driver in there, you think a driver, after 2 weeks of sitting in an autonomous vehicle, and the autonomous vehicle is completely on its own, you think that driver's mind is going to be at the ready? Like, right? We're sitting in the chair, it's doing the work all on its own. You think after 2 weeks of sitting there, 11 hours a day, 14 hours a day, whatever, you think you're going to be prepared when an accident happens like that? I doubt it, right? The driver's going to be complacent because if the human's not engaged in the vehicle, their mind is going to wander, as it is already 11 hours a day, your mind wanders, right? And you're in control of the truck. So we don't think that these autonomous trucks are smart. The global elite, the corporate giants, they don't care. They have an acceptable amount of human life that they're willing to gamble on so that they can make billions of dollars. So that those 20 families, instead of being billionaires, they can be trillionaires. How much is enough, you guys? How much is enough money? Damn. When does it end? Don't you have anything else in your life to do other than just try to get more money? Like, why not spend some of your time and go love on your family members? Why not spend some of your time and go get a hobby and enjoy your life? Like, read a book, read the Bible, pray. I don't know. Find a hobby, watch TV, entertain yourself, go somewhere. Take your family on a vacation or something. But to make more money, thank you for the heart me. Welcome to the team. Appreciate you. It's ridiculous, you guys. We got unknown coming in hot and heavy. Um, and welcome in, unknown. How you doing, man? Let's get you a gift.
I'm doing very well. How you doing today, man?
I'm good, brother. How you doing? And what's on your mind?
I was loving what you was talking about. I mean, I've been actually digging into that research. You said 20 families and all that. It's a
Yeah,
lot of crazy information.
right. It's all good, bro. We all have families here, man. We'll never judge you for having children. God bless you. God bless you for having children, man. Hey, that's the future. You don't have to be sorry. Children are God's gift, man. It's all good.
I
Um,
was loving what you were saying. Don't they have families? Have you heard of the dynastic trusts and all of that?
no. What's that about? The,
So dynastic trusts are very similar to regular trusts, but a dynastic trust is where these billionaires wrote into existence how the money can be used for the next in line to use it. So the billionaires, the children can't receive the money unless they follow the trust. So John D. Rockefeller has a dynastic trust on his whole family. Does that make sense so far? I'm trying not to lose you.
so okay, so I follow you, but does the dynasty trust? What do you mean by they have to follow? Thank you for the gift. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. That was awesome. Never had that before. Appreciate it. So basically, does the dynasty trust, like if I'm the next in line as a Rockefeller, do I have to follow like to get that money? I have to follow like their ideology. Is that what you're saying in a way?
Yes. Like, so you don't own the money anymore. It belongs to corporate and some trustees. So if you want to utilize the money, you have to follow what the corporate says that owns the money. So it no longer belongs to the family. It belongs to the trust itself. That's how all of them stay wealthy. So you wonder what happened to all these scientists and everything. That's exactly what's going on. Because if they wanted to donate money to the organization, let's say it was to help the planet, and it actually, let's say, I'm talking about a lot of things. I'm trying to collect my thoughts. If
Sorry,
you
man.
wanted
Take your
to
time. I might give you a
invest
follow.
into something petroleum, right? Like, for example, something that replaces petroleum. If you were the heir for John D. Rockefeller and you wanted to replace petroleum with a cleaner energy, then you wouldn't be able to utilize that money because it goes against your trust.
Wow. Wow. That's pretty, in my life, man, at 48 years old, I'm kind of learning like, you hear of Karen and Richard, right? Like people that just want to control other people. And I've never been a very controlling person. I like people to be free and do what they want, like what they want, don't like, even if it doesn't align with me. But it seems like a lot of people are so controlling, man. I couldn't imagine telling my sons or my daughters, hey, you have to like this hobby to get my money, right? You have to listen to this corporation with 20 people on a board and do what they want, or you don't get this money. Because maybe your idea is bad, maybe it's evil, maybe it's hurting people, and times change, right? Every 5 years things change so much. Technology changes, people change, politics change, the world changes. So that's like a really selfish, dark thing, I think, to try to constantly pass down your I mean, maybe my ideology won't work for what in 100 years from now is there in human existence, right? So who am I to say, hey son, you got to go out there in the world, in your generation, you got to make that work. What worked for my generation, it might not work for your generation. So here's some power to play with it, right? Maybe a little bit, so a little bit of power on my end so he doesn't blow it all, but not completely dominating over it. But you are right. The global elites and the corporate giants, all these families, the Rockefellers, BlackRock, Vanguard, they're destroying everything, dude. These entities just eat, just like the government. They just eat. They want more control, they want more power, and they want more money, right? Families that before, like I know a few families, right, that are making 40, 50,000 a year, and that's literally poverty level today. I'm not judging them. I'm just saying, like, that's what they make, right? A man makes 50 grand. He has a wife and two kids. At the end of the year, he'd claim his kids and he'd get like $5,000 to $7,000 back on a W-2. Well, the last 3 years, that same man 5 years ago that used to get 7 grand back, and he could actually buy his kids now clothes for the year, or they'd fix their water heater or whatever with that money. Well, now they owe like $1,500 to 2,000. The government is, dude, they're getting out of control. Out of control.
I have a question for Unknown, if I could, Vince.
Go ahead.
Um, Unknown, are you part of the trucking industry, or are you in another industry?
So I just left the military about in August of last year, and I'm looking for employment right now. I did before all this, government stuff went down. I was looking for a stable employment to be on my resume, and so I was doing research on what jobs I should apply for, and data center work came up for my employment avenue. And then when I found out the correlation between data center work and the Bank for International Settlements and the Federal Reserve, a lot of this is just looking really dark because I'm just like, I don't want to work in this industry knowing that it's affecting the earth. It's like working for, I guess, in the industrial revolution. Like I'll be working at the factory knowing that it's not going to be positively impacting me. I don't know what to do at this point. So I don't know, I'm just still in contemplation.
It's a lot to contemplate, honestly. And do, do you know very much about the trucking industry? Unknown?
I mean, my uncle, he does trucking. He's been doing truck driving in California almost all his life. Started in Texas, and he's saying that they're coming out with like autonomous trucking and replacing the drivers themselves and whatnot. And I'm like, that I'm not surprised about that. I mean, they're going to add more cameras. They probably started with Tesla to see if it would be feasible on the streets. I mean, they came out with a robo taxi too. So now it's just
get slot cameras and all the things that are happening there. Like there's a lot going on. But here's the thing: one, nothing gets anywhere without a truck. Trucking. When people say, "Well, trucking doesn't really affect me," trucking affects every single human being on the planet, because if it ain't coming on a truck, it ain't coming. And so we look at that piece, but we also look at, they've always used the trucking industry as kind of a guinea pig. So one of the big things about the Build America 250 bill, that act, is that they want to override state authority across the board. It doesn't matter what the states think about anything to do with trucking, they want to override it. That's terrifying. That piece alone, but it sets a precedent. See, if at this point, if they can say, well, in autonomous trucks, they don't have to pay attention to what the states say. Well, now the next point of contention is, well, then why does anybody have to pay attention to what the states say? Oh no, the federal oversight of everything. The states no longer have any rights, and when the states have no rights, the people have no rights. So what we're doing here, Unknown, is we're working on what we want to do to save trucking. But the reality is, if we fix this is the hardest place to fix it. And once we fix it here, and we will fix it, because there are a lot of determined people who have had enough and they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. But when we fix it here, now it's proof of concept. And we can package that up and we can take it to any industry, anywhere in the world, and we can fix it all. So that's what we're about. So I'm really glad you're here today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love what you're doing. We need people who are more proactive. I think it's a personal thought. I think that a lot of American society is more afraid afraid of making that change, even though we were given the right to and told to in the event of tyranny. So, and also collaboration. We have a lot of division amongst each other. We got to settle that, but we have to find a collective cause. And in my opinion, we have to focus on that instead of against each other. And the division is what's keeping us back, and that fear of the unknown as well. So, I mean, I want this to change. I want us to be able to at least make these systems work on our benefit and not to our detriment. And it's sad how we have so many people in these positions that we probably even elect, and some of them we didn't. And we would hope that they would actually take care of the nation, and they're not really focusing on the people or listening to the people themselves. So why are they in that seat? There's a lot to say.
Well, you know what? Ronald Reagan said it best. I want to ask everybody here right now. 20 beautiful souls are here today. Okay. And thank you for being here, by the way. You guys are awesome. Your time is valuable and you're spending it here. Thank you. That means the world to us. All right. So Ronald Reagan said it best. He said, if the people are afraid of the government, it's tyranny. If the government is afraid of its people, it's liberty. So I ask you, the viewer, what, and be honest with yourself. Nobody's watching, nobody's listening. What are you afraid of the government? Because if you are truly afraid of the government, then we're at a tyrannical area. And if you've read I want everybody to go read the Declaration of Independence. If you have not read it yet, it's about 3 paragraphs. It's not that long. But I want you to focus on the Declaration of Independence because, like Unknown is saying, we have been programmed and we have been brainwashed over many, many decades. 6 decades, 5 or 6 decades, right? 50, 60 years. We have been programmed to be divided over race, over political status, over religion, over sexual preference, over colors, over everything. We have been brainwashed to not get along. And here's what I see. I've been in this country for 48 years. And what I see when I talk to people, we go all over the country, right? Over the road drivers go. I've gone in every lower 48 state you can think of. I've been there. All types of different walks of life. You got the West Coast, you got the East Coast, you got the South, you got the Midwest, you got the middle of the country. You got a lot of different walks of life. And what I see is 98% of Americans want and do the same thing. Only 2% of what we talk about is really different, right? But yet we have been so brainwashed and so programmed to fight over the 2% difference that we have instead of the 98% similarities that they're winning. We expect criminals to lock up criminals, right? So there's these people called lobbyists, and these lobbyists give gifts. It's not a bribe, it's a gift, right? And that gift sways an opinion in the brain of a congressman or a senator. And so that's how we've gotten this way. Congress members and senators and the president of the United States, the entire government, are to work for the people. The government is our employee and you are their employer. You watching right now, Unknown, you are more powerful than Donald Trump himself. Yes, he's our president, but he is not our God. Okay, our God is in charge, whoever that is, and you are in charge as an American citizen. You say what happens. Your representatives, your congressmen in your district, thank you for the heart, me, Jaw Crew, and welcome to the team. Your congressmen or woman in your district and your senator and your governor are paid and elected to work for you and that baby in the background. Not, you listen to them. No, no. They listen to us. The American citizen is where it's at. And you know what, bro? We are fed up. We are sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know what I mean? Um, we're going to get to some other drivers. Unknown, I really appreciate you coming in, brother. You got any last words you'd like to share?
No, I just say, keep your head up. Stay. Don't be afraid to make a change collectively. That's what I would say. We are more powerful together than divided, and we have to recognize if our military were to be divided, would we even have a nation today? Would we even be proud of our military? So yeah, I understand. Like when you send your children overseas to join the service, do you want them fighting amongst each other over division, or you want them to be collaborating?
Right.
That's all I would say.
Awesome. Great words. Well, thanks for coming in, brother, and you have a great day and come back and see us. All right. Appreciate you. BG, welcome in, man. How are you? Let's get you a gift.
What's up, brother?
What's
How you
happening?
doing? Oh, not much. Just another long work week down.
I hear you. I hear you. What do you think about oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just sat down. I made a little noise.
Nice.
When you get a little older, you kind of make a noise whenever you sit.
Or a few noises, right? Crack, crack, pop, pop.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm, I hear you.
Oh, man. It's been a little bit since I've been on your live.
Yeah. Yeah. What have you been doing? Just working?
Oh, just working. Just going. Just making the next generation.
Yeah. I hear you. What do you think about this autonomous trucking? Are you comfortable with automatic trucks being a safety concern for our people in all 48 states or 50 states and taking away 2 million jobs? What do you think about it?
You talking about them self-driving?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Oh man, them things are gonna cause a wreck. I ain't even. There's no ifs ands buts about it because I've always believed. You see, I started in '98, so man, it's just I don't know. So somebody's gonna get in a wreck. Because what if the machinery or technology goes ahead and wigs out, or what's it called, short circuits,
Right.
and then you got a truck, 80-pound missile going down the road. The truck done short circuited. There's nobody driving the truck, and all of a sudden you got a big old case on your hands. It's just, I don't think it's a good idea.
I would agree with that, man.
What state are you in?
I'm in Alabama.
Alabama. Hey, do we have Alabama covered yet?
We do not have Alabama covered yet. Let me recheck it.
If you could mail 6 letters to state and federal agencies that basically force them to say, we need to study this, we need to more information, we don't know yet if this is safe enough. If you could do that to help slow this down, would you want to?
I would be. Because honestly, like I said, I'm old school. I've always known trucks to have people in them. I do not want nobody getting hurt. I'm like at my job as an instructor. I don't want safety is number one. I just don't agree with it. So yeah, I would definitely, I would definitely do that.
Well, make sure that we get your information so we can get you these letters because, once you send those out, and then here's what I'd love is as you're mailing them, just take a video of you emailing them or of you mailing them so we can put that on TikTok and encourage other people to do it because we know we have to stand together, right? But we can't just stand together and say we're mad, we don't like this. We have to stand together and do something. And when we start using our voice as the people, can you imagine if 500,000 truck drivers, that's only 25% of the industry, by the way. No, it's not. That is that's less than 12% of the industry. Okay. 12% of the industry sends letters and now all these agencies are going, oh my God, 500,000 people are mad. Like, think of the power of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll be really that'll be really great.
Yeah, Wild Child says it's 6 letters now. No, it's still 5. Most states are 5 Wild Child, but some states have like 4 DOTs. Like my state had 4 DOTs. I just sent it to each one because she might be thinking, correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, but Alabama maybe has 2 of like the EPA or something. Like in Nevada, our state is north and south. The population is so low we have like 2 agencies on the federal insurance. There's 2 offices. That might be what she's referring to. I'm not sure, but
Yeah. So each state
is a little.
because this is how the United States works. Each state has a different structure about how they handle things. It's one of the reasons why saying we want to just we don't care what the states say. That's dangerous. That's a little bit frightening. So So what we've done is we've made sure to research what's going to be the most effective way to get that state thinking, hey, we can't let the federal government override us. That's not how this thing's supposed to work. So we're just being as effective as we know how to be in each state. Depending on which state you're in, that's going to determine the number of letters you're sending.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Real quick, MCR. So BG. So what we're doing? 5 letters to your state. It's hold on one second. 5 letters. The EPA, OSHA, the DOT, your state level DOT, Department of Energy Management, and Federal Insurance Office. We have an example letter, right? Example letters for you to use for your state. And we believe these 5 letters going to those 5 agencies is all it'll take to at least put a big fat target. No, I don't want to use that word. To make sure that these things are safe for our people in each state, right? We want to keep our people safe. So, what we do know is that the global elites and the corporate giants, they move very quickly and they don't care about safety. That is my personal opinion. And everything I say here is for entertainment purposes only, right? So they don't care about people. They have an acceptable amount of human life that they are willing to lose. We're not willing to lose one. Doesn't matter who they are. I don't want to see a homeless person get hurt, right? Doesn't matter what type of human life. No human life is an acceptable amount of loss for other people to become richer. So MCR, welcome in. How you doing? Let's get you a gift.
Hey guys, good. Hey, thank you for letting us letting me into your chat like we always do. Always a pleasure being with
Thank
you
you, brother.
guys. So, as you guys know, like I do own a dispatching company, right? And I have a nice fleet going on. You know, I have a couple of box trucks, I have a reefer, a couple of hot shots and stuff like that, right? And these are hard working Americans, right? Very hard, honest working Americans
Yeah.
who pay their taxes, who do everything by the book, who has the LDs on, everything by the book, right? Very American citizens, right? People that want to get into the business of trucking, right? So to my question, right? They have their MC numbers, they have their DOT numbers, they have their insurance, everything's been passed. I just have a question. I'm having a hard time, right? Getting loads for them for the major load boards, DAT, TQL, etc. Because nobody wants to work with these hardworking Americans because their MC number is not mature enough, right? Who's putting all these timeline, a year, 6 months, 2 years, right? All that is doing is stopping hardworking Americans that want to work. I understand the whole insurance purposes. They don't want people to steal freight, the whole scamming. But come on, this is only letting our hard, trusted working Americans, right? Off the road and giving more space for this autonomous trucks, right? I understand that brokers have to protect themselves. I understand that you have to be in business for 2 3 years, but you have great people that want to get into this trucking industry, right? But unfortunately, it's very hard for brokers for them to get into it because brokers don't want to give them loads. So a person who's wasting not wasting money, who's investing money into their company, right? Do they really have all that capital to wait 1 2 3 4 5 months to
No,
actually get some loads?
no.
It's impossible, guys. It's impossible.
I know someone who can answer that though. I think.
You know, I need, man, I'm so, man, I love this industry. But come on, guys, from the broker's perspective, from the dispatcher's perspective, from the shipper's perspective, from all types of perspective in this industry, we are really gotta get along, man. We truly gotta get along with each other, man, because it is hard. These rates are, you cannot feed your family with these rates that are out here. Like, we're only opening the door to autonomous trucks. That's all we are doing because we're shooting each other in the foot. So
Yep.
that's my question.
Yep.
Like, what can we do for this?
If we unite, they don't have any power because they're not ready to actually like put everything forth. And here's the thing, right? Even if they do put all the autonomy forward, we just boycott them. We go back to dealing with each other. And when these companies start finding out that these autonomous trucks, people think these autonomous trucks are going to save money. They're not.
That's the scam.
take this industry over for many years, right? And now that they've got the chance to do so, do you think they're going to drop their rates?
Yeah, right. Sure.
Right.
Yeah. So, but if we don't unite and we don't do it real soon, well, I mean, we're gonna get steamrolled. That's just a fact. I mean, I don't really want to get too much into it, but there's a lot of things that certain people of seven families in the United States and in the world have said, and I don't know why it is we don't believe what they say, especially when we can see it taking form in front of us. Like, this is no joke.
Yeah.
This is our way of life or theirs. Are we going to live in a? Are we going to be their ant farm, or are we going to stand up as people?
That's the question. That's the question. That's it. Yeah.
They're showing us. They're showing us. They're
So
going to do it.
Yep, you're giving a hardworking American a time frame, 6, 7, 8 months a year, right? Because their MC is not mature enough to get on the road, to work, to put food on the table. But you're letting some dumb machine on the road, right? That has no feelings, nothing for humanity, right? Taking the food from hardworking Americans. This is BS, man. Enough is enough. This is truly BS.
And that's why we need people to get out and start talking about it. Because the general public doesn't have a clue what's going on here. All they know is they say that technology needs to go forward. These data centers need to go forward. All this needs to go forward. It's a race to technology. No, it's a race to the bottom. It's a race to our little ant farm. And we're the ants. Remember? But they want us in a little farm. They want us, just doing what they want us to do. And that's it. And without getting too much into it, like I said, think about it for a minute.
Real quick, PB. Hey, Mike. Mike,
Okay?
hang on. PB03 just said you guys are commies. Actually, we're constitutional republics. Go ahead, Mike.
The hell how does that have anything to do with commies?
It doesn't. People say weird things. I just wanted to clarify. Mike, are you a constitutional republic? Are you a constitutional republic? Okay. Yeah, yeah.
I'm a conservative that sees everything being flushed down the toilet. That's what I am.
Okay.
Like,
And America, for the record, the United States of America is a constitutional republic. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic, not and to the communist, okay? Just for the record. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
yeah. So what I'm saying is their system is already put in place. Okay. We can keep on using it. We can keep on using DAT. You can keep on using truck stop. You can keep on using all of their sonar and everything else, but go ahead and do the research. It goes back to the major billionaires, and then after that, it goes to the bankers. It goes to the seven people that weren't on the Titanic, and I'll leave that one alone right there. But yeah, they were supposed to be, but they somehow mysteriously got off 7 minutes before it took and went out to sea. But
How are you gonna do that?
people need to understand that this is not a joke anymore. And if you think that the general public is going to be allowed on the roads with these things, okay, you got another thing coming, because they're not. They're saying that 1 million people a year is a sustainable number for life lost to get these things going. So are we going to allow that, or are we going to say, hey, we're going to take one company that's huge, and we're going to say we're not buying from them anymore. We're going to make our money where it goes, right? And that's what a boycott does. Is it literally shows a huge company that the people can shut them down just by not buying their product. We don't have to do anything, to their buildings or anything else. It'll all be done if you don't buy their product. So,
Which, by the way, if everybody has a free minute, once the live is done, or now if you like, go look up Personally, I stopped watching all the major news outlets. I don't spend a lot of time on them. I trust more what freelance journalists say, and I like to watch other countries, what people say in other countries, right? Go check out what happened in Italy over the last 3 days. You're not going to see it publicized. You're not going to see it on national news, but go check out and see what the Italians just did because they're sick and tired of inflation in the streets, not spending their money anymore. They're done. They're just done. That's all it'll take. What's that?
It's the same thing. They're not telling you about it, but China, they basically are saying we're not going to work anymore.
Yeah.
We absolutely have to work to pay our bills.
Well,
And
why
China is
work?
begging people to go to work.
Why
If
work?
we just said, you know what, we're the ants and we don't want to work no more, and we just said to hell with it,
Yep.
walked away from all of it,
Yep.
these companies would be shut down in no time.
I know. And
it's time to get back to mom and pops. It's time to get back away from corporate America. It's time to stop funding their bullshit. Like, why was Walmart open just because there was yellow tape in between us? I mean, that always stopped the big V, didn't it?
and we allowed it, bro. And we allowed it. Why did we allow it?
And you know what? Want to know the sick thing? We're allowing it again. There's a big ship that just came in. It's got a mysterious virus. It's not supposed to be able to be transmitted to humans, but my God, this one is, and it must be just another go round. And why are we doing that? Why?
Well, we're not for much longer.
Let's put our thinking noggins together on that one, right?
We're not for much longer. Sean, is that you? Oh, there he is. There he is.
You make people mad, Sean.
Yeah. A lot of people just left. A lot of people left. They're like, if Sean's not here, we're out. Made me very sad.
I don't know how long he'll be able to.
Right, that's what I'm gonna say.
I was sad.
My last 2 minutes, boys, and gals, are my last three. We'll see what happens, but when you start going into the sites of learning the how everything works, they kind of want to hush you up and keep you quiet. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And they didn't. We were smart. We at least we've always did the 3 rule thing. If you're gonna go do research, you send it to yourself, you send it to 2 other people, and they might compromise one piece of it, but they're not gonna get it all. So that was amazing. I couldn't even get in here. I had to reset my phone like 3 times.
Wow.
Just to get on. So they tried their hardest. They finally probably were like, hey, this guy ain't giving up. So we'll let him speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's I lost my pretty much all my stuff that we on the medium side. Not the stuff that I was just doing like a couple days ago, but
You know,
stored away. So we still have that we've been digging into. The bill, this 250 Act. I've been looking at every single angle, almost some pages down that I could tell you autonomous is around the 600 mark, 618 page. You can actually look it up. The cool part about that, they do give a little. You listen to it. That's what's weird. So normally on a bill when they're actually passing, you can actually listen to the whole bill. They have it right there for people that can't really read. But on this bill, for some reason, can't tell you why. So, but they do have cool little things up in the bar that you can actually type in, like autonomous, and it'll pinpoint you to where the autonomous is at. So I'm just kind of getting that more knowledge on it. I mean, it is 1,001 pages. I'd say probably 200 pages of it talking about money, where it's going to be spent. They got 550,000 or 550 $1 million of it already. Like this is if this bill was to pass tomorrow, which I don't think it's going to pass, but it is kind of weird. Like I said, I've never seen a bill at like this because it called. When I talk to people, hey, this bill pass. This bill has to pass because it's called a budget bill. I wish they would put that like letters up across the top of it, like a budget bill, and it needs to make that in proper English, right? That it should. However, it doesn't. So this bill will pass. It's going to get thrown around into the other groups, into the other groups, until they all can agree on it. But however,
these subcommittees are actually agreeing. So they're already, it's already rolling up to the top faster than it should. Then I'd like to see about July they pass that and then go into the Senate. So or into the House floor, not to the Senate, but it's already wanting to go into the House floor. So we got to pay attention to it, stay close to it, see what the House is going to try to put into there. We've kind of missed some opportunities, but we're still good. It'd have been nice to try to push back on in the subcommittees because it just feels easier. Most of those guys in the subcommittee are going to be the guys that are in your state that are not. I wouldn't say they're nobodies, but they're less. You know what I mean? They're not like the tech crews, the higher up. We could have kind of worked with the guys that are into politics or second. That ain't no threat. We're gonna keep on doing what we're doing. Get them letters sent out. This is gonna keep the awareness, opening up the mindset of all these other organizations to say, hey, look, how come we ain't got nothing in there to say about it? You're letting anonymous come in, but you didn't ask us, but you asked all these other kids. And that's what I'm hoping for. Step up and say, hey, we want a part in that bill. We need responsibility. And then once we do that, then we can actually talk to those guys and hope that we can pass it into that side. So, guys, keep up the good work with sending these. And it's very, very important.
Do we have the Small Business Administration in there by any chance? Because if not, we need to add them in there because we're already some pressure on them that I can't tell you about on the backside. But we need to the organizations that are for us actually working for us and not working for other big money and something that's on the backside. But if we don't have them in there, we need to get them in there so that we from every state as well.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, anybody that's anything that's in an organization that can have the word in there. And you're right, small business does have has a power to stand on because what are you going to do with these people? These drivers afterwards. So
they have a lot more power than you think. They're the ones that actually stopped. They're the ones that actually stopped and reset the transparency act. They met with the TIA and they claimed that they were for the small business of brokers. And that's why we have to start over with transparency.
I think that's phenomenal. I mean, I'm glad you brought that up, Pastor, because that's what it's all about. Lives is having those conversations that we need to talk about to push forward it. Yeah, you're right. I would say small business. They deserve a word. They deserve a voice into it as well. So, and yeah, letters. That one's a little easier. We can actually break those out by trucking companies and all that stuff. So we do have a list, and we can actually add. So I don't have the I don't have the teacher union. I do have the union on the federal side that we did send a letter. So there were some letters that on the 5 like Vince has because we just didn't want to blanket them, but we wanted it to be like, hey, we spoke, right? So we said, hey, to the union, we said, all truckers are agreeing on this, or business in trucking. It's for the union to step, right? I was in a live a couple nights ago, and there was a gal in there. She said her boyfriend works for the railroad company. They're testing these autonomous. I want to say Ohio. Don't quote me on this, but anyways, they end up plowing into each other, and it like messed up a bunch of track. I mean, it was just insane. And the union is now stepping in, saying, "Hey, we don't want autonomous and train until we get the more studies." And if we can get it there, we should be able to get it in trucking, so, I mean, yeah, maybe we're not union, but there's enough voices that we have in the trucking industry that we can be united instead of unionized. So, yeah, it's a good thing you brought it up, Wild Child. like I said, as a matter of fact, watch all if you want. I can send you well, after I get all my stuff back, working on that slowly. If you want to help and do a couple of them other ones, that on that blanket side, hit me up and I'll get you some more that needs to kind of go in that direction because, the company driver, it kind of looks great, but like business owners and the owner operator side of it, that's when they have to start looking at it going, hey, this is not just a guy, this is somebody that, pays 9 taxes and they have that angle. It looks really good coming from, the owner operator side, but it also works great. It's a balancing act, but I think we're doing a heck of a job. Obviously, we're doing a heck of a job if just for night my phone goes haywire and the mail. Don't worry about it. We'll rebuild. Like that's we work. We're not gonna stop. That's not even gonna slow us down. Actually, what it was just empower us more. Say, hey, that's what you guys got so far,
right?
A little bit from us, but we're nothing. I told the wife, I was all like, well, those are all gone. You know what? You got what you have, and that's what we got. So definitely, I'll send them over to you, and we'll get you working ones that are more like a branch side of it, because they're more like pass on. Saying, hey, we're want to see what their thought is. Have you guys thought about this? Get those questions answered, because if we can lighten those up and wake them up and say, you know what, you guys are being overpassed. You're saying small business didn't have a voice in a bill. They start to come on, hey, did you guys forget about us? Or why is an owner operator sending me this, or a business owner saying we didn't get that voice in there? And that's what we need to do, right? So that way it kind of close it, then we can kind of get in there, get our call in there and say this is how it's going to be. They have to support us, so and we'll make change for sure. So just keep going with them letters. If anybody wants Vincent, you get any tonight?
We did. Alabama, we got tonight. Yep, Alabama. So a lot of people are Alabama. Yeah. So a lot of folks are always saying, you hear on a lot of other lives, you hear truck drivers can't even be on a free cup of coffee, right? Well, we're here to tell you that's not true, because we now have, just in the last week and a half, out of 50 states, we have about 15. I'll call them out. We have Nevada, we have 2 in Arizona, we have South Dakota, we have 2 in Kentucky, 2 in Illinois, Maryland, Utah, Arkansas, state of Washington, Florida, New Jersey, Delaware, Louisiana, 2 in Oklahoma, Iowa, California, Kansas, 2 in Kansas, and Texas. And tonight, Alabama. So if any of those states, whether we called your state or you didn't involve, we can send you an example letter. There's 5 letters to 5 different organizations: the EPA, OSHA, DOT state level, Department of Energy Management, and the Federal Insurance Office. And with these letters and the example of what we said in them, if you like the example letter, we will send it out to you. You put in your words. They're just examples, beautiful letters. We'll send them right over to you. You can reach out to myself, Samantha, Pastime, Sean. You can reach out to us. We will send you this example letter. The more the merrier. Imagine. Go ahead. Imagine.
We the truckers. We the truckers.
Oh yeah. Sorry. We the truckers. So you reach out to them. WeTheTruckers.com. All right. And we will get these letters out to you. Right. The unity of truck drivers. The unity of truck drivers, or American patriots for all. right? American patriots, truck drivers, when you unite, we the people built this country, the government. The government is just an extension of us. They are our employees. We tell them what to do. Right now, in our opinion, I should say, in my opinion, I can't speak for anybody other than myself. But in my opinion, the government is not running officially, and they are not running by being ran. And again, this is for entertainment purposes only. The corporates and the corporate giant, right? And we're sick and tired of it, man. All of our lives, we the pursuit of happiness is junk. It is not good. Me, myself, and I, slowly, I'm losing every week. So everything I've ever worked for is just really slowly going down, right? This is all by design. This has all been programmed to us. We talk to people and say, oh, truck drivers used to make about 300K a year if you exchange the currency rate. Oh, you guys are crazy for thinking that, really? Why is that crazy talk to have a good American dream? Aren't we supposed to be working smarter, not harder, with your average lifespan being 61 years old if you're a truck driver? Shouldn't you retire at like 50, 45? I mean, athletes in the NFL retire at 22, 25. After like 3, 4 good years, they retire. You know why? Because like in the NFL, they beat the living daylights out of their body. And what do you think's happening to truck drivers? They're also beating the living daylights out of their bodies. If you're a truck driver, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not a truck driver, please respect it. We're telling you, it's not it's hard on the body, the mind, the spirit, okay? We've earned a good life for ourselves. We've all earned in America. If you're a blue collar worker, whether you're in the medical industry, you're a welder, you're into construction, farming, we have all, if you're working hard, you have earned a good life for yourself. And right now, the corporate giants are they're sucking it dry. They are literally just exhausting all the resources from all of us. And for what? A 10th Ferrari, a fifth property, one in London, properties all over the world that they don't even go visit to. I used to reside in Truckee, California. If any of you know that city, that little town, actually, it's where second homeowners go to enjoy the Sierra Mountains. It has great skiing in Truckee, California. It's right next to Lake Tahoe. I would say probably 40% of that town are all second homeowners. And you know what? Most of them only come up and visit like once every 3 years. They literally pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to keep their properties upright to enjoy once every 3 years. Okay. So I don't know. Should the middle class in America be strong, or should we allow these 20 families to have it all? It's insane. So here's some power right here. Here's some power that you can have to fight back, to have a voice. This is your chance. There's already we have about 17 states covered, but even if you're in that state that I just called out, we would love to have you write some letters to defend yourself. That's the way I look at it. You're defending yourself and your family. You're wanting your pursuit of happiness for the hard work and energy and time that you put in, the sacrifice that you put in. You leave your family, you lose all holidays, you lose all special occasions, and for what? To get by and eat top ramen and slowly lose everything you've ever worked for? No, I don't think so. That's not American. That's communism. That's slavery. And I'm not okay with that. Are you okay with that? Here's your chance. So let us know. You can DM any of us. Like I said, we still have about 35 states that we need covered. We need your help. We need you, you need us, we need each other. Truckers are uniting at a fast pace, and we are all building a culture that is calm, that is respectful, that has critical thinkers, that is unbrainwashing ourselves. We are unprogramming ourselves. We're not looking at the television anymore, and we are talking to each other. We are building a community that's powerful, that's respectful, that where people can go to debate and not get tore down, not be insulted, not be belittled because they don't know something or they're naive or uneducated on something. No, let's educate them. Let's stop gatekeeping, and let's create powerful blue collar middle class Americans, because that's why America's so strong. We learned during the pandemic that small business is what built America. I at one time thought it was the corporate giants. No, no, they're the ones destroying everything. You know, so if you can, please buy from a small mom and pop shop. Yes, it's going to be a dollar or two more. The other day, I went to a Mexican restaurant, and instead of giving me free chips, they had to charge me $3 for the free chips that they usually put out because inflation is so high. I wasn't happy about that. I'm used to free chips when I go to the Mexican restaurant. I want free chips. But you know what? I get it, and I'm willing to support that small business. I want them to succeed. I don't know who the hell they are, and I don't know their family, but I know that they are getting by just like me and my family that I love very much. They don't love their family any less than I do. They're just a different color, they're a different business, but they're in the same country and they love their family the same. So yeah, I'm going to support them for that $3. And I don't have that $3 to give. Go ahead, John.
You ever had a Chicago hot dog? So that was my first night ever having a Chicago hot dog. It's a hot dog loaded down with like pickles and tomatoes and onions and you know,
Dude.
there, it would have been like the price of a number one at McDonald's. But man, way better quality food, amazing people.
Wow.
I leave a lot of reviews on Google, and I told the lady in there, I said, hey, give me something that I can leave a review on it. Man, she hooked me up. She's all like, try this, this, and this. And I was like, all right, I think I got enough food in here now to last me a few days.
Nice.
You know, a Chicago hot dog, if you ain't never had one, I recommend it. And you're supporting them. You know, like you said, the small malls, the people that, you know, the money's going to be spent in their local community. They're going to pay taxes in their local community. So the money's going to be spent right here. So that's $15 I spent tonight. I'm giving Chicago, and this is Al Branch, it's not in downtown Chicago, but I'm giving this little community a little piece of it, you know, taking money from South Dakota. I pay real well over there for taxes. So, you know, that's what we are. We're like the honeybees. So we're spending money to keep these small little towns running. You can do studies after studies that'll show that what we spend. If we stop spending in places, you can look at history down in Texas and Arizona. To where you're driving by, you see like a little motel closed up, and the restaurants were all shut down. It's just there wasn't no income coming in, so it's important that we spend that money, you know, at the local levels, and they don't have to be just eating out or whatever. I mean, it can be just the small stuff, supporting them. So yeah, it's great. We definitely spend money around it and keep communities up and moving. So that's the awesome part. That's the part of that putting on that invisible cape every day that we do. You know, it's if the communities are down, we go in there and support it. We're picking them back up, and we don't even know it, right?
Exactly.
Something to drink or buy some bologna and some bread from the local place. It's every little bit counts.
Every
I want to address something that's going on in the comments real quick, if I could.
Go ahead.
So, Wild Child had talked about reaching out to the teachers union, which is a fabulous idea. There's so many people that we need to reach out to. And then we were talking about enforcement of the ELP on ICE. And here's the thing. What do you think teachers unions know about trucking? And I can't imagine that they know very much about trucking. I can't imagine that most anybody outside of trucking knows anything about trucking. I until 210 days ago, I knew absolutely nothing about trucking. I've been a business owner most of my 59 years. And so that's why it's so important that we're not just joining together, but we have to there are people in your life that are not truckers. If you open up your phone and you look through your contact list, I'm willing to bet more than 70% of the people in that phone are not in the trucking industry, but they are affected by this industry every day. It's your ability to reach out to those folks and say, hey, we're sending out letters because if you want gas to keep coming, if you want to have something to buy at Walmart, if you want groceries to keep coming to your town, if when you're building an addition on your home, you'd like for the lumber to be delivered, none of that's going to happen unless we save this industry. The public outcry is going to take us so far over the top. So I just wanted to, when talking about the teachers union, and some people might say, well, what does it have to do with the trucking industry? Everything out there, everybody out there has something that can help this industry to thrive, because this industry is what's going to help everybody else thrive. And then we start looking at it as a marketplace, not this industry and not that industry, but we can create a better world, guys. That's what this is. Yeah, we don't want autonomous trucks running up and down the road. At the end of the day, we can create a better world. I think that should be the goal.
Well, and just to piggyback off that, right? So I already got a letter in my head, to send to the teachers union. What about these, the guys that are actually bringing in their trucks for, when they say bring your dad to work day or whatever for work, let's bring back that, teach some kids to get out there at recess and throw their arms up and honk. I mean, like, I could write a letter to the trucker union where they're going to be like, hey, you know what? I think we need to get involved. Who's going to, as I say, who's going to honk the horn when all the kids are out there standing at recess doing the arm pump, right? So those are the things that it's getting awareness, right? So talking about, who knows, we might bring it back to where we can actually bring a truck, a company truck or whoever's trucks. Because, I was talking to people, they're saying, hey, the companies don't allow drivers to take their trucks to the school and open up doors for kids to go in. Well, I can tell you what, if we got the teacher union to back that up and say, hey, we want trucks to come to our school to open it up, they're going to press to these mega carriers. They're going to say, hey, you know what, I think we're right. Maybe, how do you bring kids into this industry anymore? And those days haven't, they're not there as much as they used to be. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, my dad would bring his truck to the school, and everybody out there fisting it. My dad's all like, yep, I'm picking you up, And as I was leaving, he's all like, yeah, you want to honk the horn for your friends? Go ahead, And then I thought I was, at 5 years old, I was the coolest kid at school until the next day, And then I had it. Then they were like, hey, bring your dad back. I was like, oh, I thought you guys were here to see me, No, it's your dad's truck, So, but those are the little things that I think we should bring back. I mean, the younger generation again, it's leaving a better place for them when they come in here. So, who knows what if we write a letter to the teacher union to see what the outcome of it's going to be.
Couldn't hurt. What does it hurt?
What does it hurt? Yes, absolutely. A quick letter. I mean, we can get a response back real quick from them. That, would be phenomenal. They may say, we're going to support you every single angle we can because we want kids to have that job. We want kids to be able to support feed their family. We want to protect our middle class because that's what we're doing, right? If you look at the middle class, the majority of the middle class is truck drivers. We are the middle class. So, teacher unions look at that. I mean, look at the mom and dads that are truck drivers out there and 4-H. I remember being in FFA and 4-H. My dad would buy like all the cakes there. You know what I mean? Just because it was supporting the school. And guess where he got that money from? He wasn't out there holding the sign. That's because he was truck driving, and he knew there's certain things in life that you give away, right? To your family that, maybe you miss a birthday or a holiday. And I realize it now that I'm getting older and I have my own kids, right? So, maybe I miss some football games or basketball games. But when I'm there, I give it the whole 100%, right? I want to show them that the support of it. And if he's in FFA or 4-H and they're selling cookies or cakes, absolutely. I am going to, go out and beyond than most more parents do because that's how I'm giving back those times that I have lost. And you'll see it in your kids. They're smiling and happy because your dad just bought all the cookies, So it's I think the teacher union is phenomenal and it's a great idea to bring that up. And we're definitely going to get some letters sent over to them because that's the more awareness of all the way around. Again, when we say our industry, that we are talking about teachers, right? They are in our industry. They're teaching the younger generation. Maybe you don't want to be an electrician. Maybe you don't want to be this. There's this. You could be a truck driver. So they are part of our industry. They can actually encourage kids to drive trucks. So absolutely, watch out. It was phenomenal that you brought that up.
Absolutely. Um, there he is, Charles Claiborne. What's going on? Let's get him a gift. Let's get Mr. Claiborne a couple gifts. Oh, he's silent for the moment. Okay, so yeah, so we have Alabama covered for tonight, folks. If anybody else wants to join the team and get some traction in your state, in your country, and be a patriot, I know everybody's looking for a chance to be a patriot. Everybody's looking for a chance to, I would hope. Our hope is that we the people, we the truckers, we the whatever, band together and get this done. Allow the pursuit of happiness for you to be implemented once again, right? Like it was in the 40s and 50s. Man, what a time to be alive, other than World War II, of course. John F. Kennedy said it best. He said, "Ask not what you can do for your country, but what your, I'm sorry, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." Go ahead, Charles. Yeah, you were going to correct me on that, huh? Charles, we can't hear you. Thank you, Vince. You were all too kind. Charles says, thank you, Vince. He says you were all too kind.
Not at all, man. This is your thing. You said it right. I think I got my thing muted.
You did, but you're good now. Welcome in, brother. How are you?
I'm good now.
You're good. Lights, camera.
No, you did fine, man. You quoted that right. Not
It sounded like in the beginning I had it backwards.
bad connection, Vince.
I think you do, because you're like in and out.
It's showing you one bar of service on your underneath your name. So yeah, you got that service.
I'm in the house. That's impossible.
But it's you, Charles. You have a very, you have,
There we go. Now you got good service because the bars went away. So now you should be good to shine. You put some fire in the wire. Come on.
this is true.
You guys are doing a great job, man. I like what you're doing. I like what I see. It's easy for people to sit around and complain, but I get impressed when someone does something instead of nothing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Excuse me for a second. All right. Sorry, guys.
I'll tell you something.
What's up?
I didn't want to catch you off guard. I told everybody else about the characters in the book, and some of you that are close to me in life have become characters. So when you read the book and you meet Vinny, don't be surprised.
Wow. Okay. I won't be. As long.
Vinny is a young Vinny is a young truck driver, a guy on fire who has no filter, who speaks his mind. He tells the truth. He tells it like it is. And I had to have a name for the character that was going to be Lori Woodbeck's running partner, and it was Vinny.
All righty.
You'll see a lot of similarities. I tried to tell people, all we have in this industry is each other. So if we can't, work together like you're trying to inspire people to do, if we can't put the swords down and listen to everybody's ideas and just meet in the middle, right? Somewhere in all of this madness, there's a middle. There really is. And if we can just find the middle, we will be able to start getting something done. And I think every day that people like you do what you do, and every day that Sean does what he does, and Sam does what he does, and Wild Child does what he does, we're gonna get to the middle. I might actually live to retire and see a miracle. So that's what I'm hopeful for. But I just wanted to let you know, awesome job, great lives. You keep things civil. You have a civil discourse. People discuss things, and it's admirable. I really, really think that if there were more people just willing to say, "Hey, I'm going to listen to everybody. I may not like what they have to say, but I'm going to listen to them because they have a right to have an opinion." If I Vince, for a long time, I was thinking I wasted 28 years advocating for this industry when I could have been doing better things. And then I see you, and I see Sean, and I see Jane, and I see Moonshine, and I see Cupcake, and I see KG, and I see all these people. And boy, it really makes a guy step back, take a deep breath. That's right, we the truckers. That platform
is so misunderstood by people. Jane and Mike don't pick and choose who they allow on We the Truckers. It's a platform for an exchange of ideas and voices so that people can find their Coca-Cola, their Pepsi, or their Mountain Dew, right?
Yep. Yep.
But the one thing I like about what they've done is almost every single one of those advocates can agree on at least 2 or 3 things that they hold the line together on. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
This making you laugh.
This, yeah.
Your kid messing with you, or is it her?
No, she had this doll, her doll coming around the corner, just staring at me. Like in the corner, this doll. I look down at the ground around the door, and the doll's just looking at me. So she,
That sounds like bad dreams.
she's telling me it's time. She's been waiting, and she's telling me it's time. Let's go, Dad. We're down here visiting Grandma right now, so it's pretty exciting for her.
Like
She
I
has
said, I won't take up a lot of your time. I just wanted I wanted to thank you for what you try to do every day. It gives me hope. I don't have to agree with every single thing Vince says or does. Most of the time I do, but you're doing a fabulous job, man. So keep it up, buddy. Keep it up.
Thank you, Charles. I appreciate that. And if anybody isn't following Charles Claiborne, please go follow him. Many, many years of experience. The man knows what he's talking about. He is fighting for America and for the trucking industry, and he cares. All these people on the panel right here are very, very passionate folks that come from all walks of life that are all here united in one area. Look at 13 beautiful souls here right now. Okay, it's not about the numbers, it's about the quantity of people that are getting involved. And we're all tired, right? Aren't we all tired of watching the amendments to our Constitution just slowly depreciate? Aren't we tired of watching our country be like a 2004 Ford Expedition and just depreciate every year? Just it goes farther and farther down. And this we can promise it's going to continuously depreciate lower and lower and lower until we get involved, until we stand up together, we unite together. It's called We the People for a reason. Okay, our forefathers 250 years ago, they all got together. They didn't agree on what each other was saying. I'm sure there were even some very powerful arguments, right? There were some powerful disagreements and discussions, but they all respected each other and they came to a negotiation, right? Some people didn't get what they wanted. Some people got what they wanted. Some people only got 40%, 70%. It just, it varies. Negotiating with each other is what's important. Right now, more than ever, this is a critical time in our country. This is a very critical time in our trucking industry that we love so much. Trucking has given me personally everything. And the family that I've created, it's given us everything. It's given my grandkids a life. I could have never done that without finding the trucking industry and finding out that I'm very good at what I do. I'm pretty dang good at what I do. Okay? And I'm sure you are too if you're spending your time here. So, regardless what you are, if you're in the farming industry, the medical industry, let's band together and tell our employer what to do because they don't make the rules and the laws, we do. That's how the Constitution and all the amendments to them are formed for the people to have the power, not for the government to have the power. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Cool Harvey's gonna be our last guest. Pastime, got anything else, brother? Before I drop you, we're gonna be ending the live here in about 5 minutes.
It's time to unite. It's time to, see some form of equal. Let me get them. Uh, eyesight to each other. I mean, we don't have to agree and just on everything and but it is time. I mean, if we don't, we're on a real bad path. Real bad path. So
Yeah.
but no, just like I said, it's now or never. It really is. Because even though people keep on saying, it's 20 years out, it's 30 years out, the research shows that it's not. The research shows that they don't care. They don't care about human life. They don't care about anything. They're moving forward. And that's it. So, but yeah, go ahead, drop me down. I was gonna try to get you to 50K, but if you're leaving that quick, I doubt I'll be able to do it.
Right on. Well, I appreciate you trying, brother, and we'll do it on Tuesdays. Maybe we'll do another one this weekend. If you're not following Pastime for a Change, go check him out. He's got an amazing website. That's my daughter telling me it's time to go. So, hey, Mike, thank you, man. You're amazing, brother. I appreciate all your hard work over all these
See
years.
a soccer ball come flying across
You are.
the room here in a minute.
You are. You are. All right, brother. Have a good one. All right. Later. That was Pastime for a Change. Go check him out. Cool Harv, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, doing great. How about y'all?
We're good, man. We're just rocking and rolling. We're getting these states together, as you can see. We're getting our 5 letters out. Bro, we already have 16 states now covered. We only need 34 more.
I haven't gotten my email yet from you guys, so I'm
Oh,
still waiting on that.
hold on, hold on. Let me write you down.
Just send me that email when you get a chance.
Sean's phone just crashed. He had a reset on his phone. He literally lost everything about 3 hours ago. But
Okay.
but we'll get it figured out. He's starting everything up. What state are you in again?
I'm in Kentucky,
Kentucky. I think I already had you down.
Yeah.
Let me see.
so
Just checking my notes. Okay, gotcha.
but
Kentucky.
I wanted to see if y'all knew about this new thing. Can I say a major car company? Can I
Yeah.
mention them by name?
Sure.
Okay. Have y'all heard what Ford is doing?
And real quick, this is for entertainment purposes only. So do your research, everyone. But no, please tell us what is going on with Ford.
Ford and the law has already passed, and it is going to be a law. That's the story I read. Now I haven't verified any of this, but this was coming through that Ford is going to put these sensors in all their vehicles, like their pickup trucks, and if you aren't able to drive that truck, it won't start. It won't run. It won't, you know, it won't do what it's supposed to do because I don't know what word it is, but it's that if you're like uh right, like let's say guy working on a farm, he gets taken by a cow, he gets a truck, and says that the blood pressure and pulse dilated. Uh, that's what
Hey, bro, cool Harvey. Cool Harvey. I'm gonna pull you down just for a second.
Yeah,
Your connection is terrible. Are you in Wi-Fi or no? Are you on Wi-Fi? Can you get closer to your router? Everything you just said, we barely heard it, and it probably because they're slowing it down. Can we say something?
yeah. Can you hear me now?
I can. All right. Can you go over that all over again, iPod? Let me know in the chat if you heard that. We didn't hear anything.
Okay, so
And so that law that what you're talking about is actually in this 250 Act. If you want, I could probably send you out the exact paperwork in it. But you're talking about the sensors to where you can't drive. Well, they're even make it to where if you're doing over 100 miles an hour, it'll slow you down.
no, no. What I'm talking about, what I read was, and what it's for basically is the concept is that
Yeah, see, they're just gonna keep doing it. Maybe if I drop him, keep him down for a sec. Let's see if that works.
Yeah, I just got me curious. Because I knew there was one that's that's fast. It felt like it's going to do like a face recognition inside the vehicle to be able to tell if you've been had one too many or three too many. And it's supposed to also do the speed. I'm not sure which one he's talking about.
I'm on Wi-Fi now.
All right, go ahead.
Awesome. You sound great.
Okay, so Ford is putting these sensors in these vehicles to determine, and what they're doing it in the name of safety. Imagine that. So they're putting these sensors in these vehicles to determine whether a person is able to drive or capable of driving, and they're saying that it's supposed to be for to keep drunk drivers off the road. I look for that to be a backup weapon in the autonomy. You know, that way, if they put it in semis, and you're tired, the truck's not going to go, and they would. That's my way of thinking on it. I don't know that for fact. I'm just saying that if they put that in the semi, we'd all be out of business.
Yep. Yep.
And it's already a law.
So I did hear about that also. If you, from what I understand, if you look like you're stressed out, it'll completely stop the vehicle. So let's say you and I are out hiking and a rattlesnake bites you and I'm scared, right? Like I pick you up and I throw you in the car and we start going to the hospital. Am I going to be stressed out? Are you going to be stressed out? Of course. And I'm trying to rush you to the hospital safely, like we've been doing for 100 years, right? Or 80 years. The vehicle is just going to stop and one of us is going to be unalived because of these sensors. This is the problem. We have to somehow figure out these bugs before we just implement them. And the elites don't care, right? As long as they make more money and have more control, that's all they care about. That you're talking about that, huh? I heard a little bit about it.
That's exactly right. Now, everything is by design, just like what you said, Vince. Everything is by design. So, what if they're planning on incorporating this technology into the trucking industry? Wouldn't that be interesting?
Oh, buddy. Well, not only that, you got to think that hackers can get into anything, right? If it's hackable, which anything is hackable, it's like police and criminals, right? For thousands of years, criminals and justice, they're all criminals are always ahead of the cops, but the cops are always right behind criminals, right? So it's a cat and mouse game. It's a constant cat and mouse game. So one thing with hackers is, regardless how you feel about technology, regardless how you feel, hackers are always going to be trying, just like these scammers. They just don't go away, right? And they're not going to go away. They're desperate. Hackers are the same thing, regardless what their intentions are. They can hack these things, right? What if they hack our soccer moms? What if they hack our pastors? What if they hack our just decent everyday American citizens going to work? Oh, you're near a top security clearance center. Let me just hack your car and shove you through a, I don't know, a military gate, and now we can run through it. I mean, and that's just my brain. That's a decent citizen's brain thinking. So what can the criminals think of? Right? A more advanced criminal aspect of it. It's scary stuff, but here's the thing: we can put a stop to it if we choose to. Go ahead, Samantha.
I want to toss out something real quick because, like, when we see all these things happening, it's really easy to think this is crazy. Like, I'm living in crazy town. And the reason why the letters that we're sending are so important, we don't want to come across as the people that don't want technology. I mean, I'm not interested in beating two rocks together instead of turning on the furnace, right? But they haven't they haven't done appropriate study. What happened is they invested billions of dollars in a technology, and now the shareholders are saying we want our money back or we're going to pull it. And so they got the cart before the horse. I don't ever want to be afraid of technology because I believe technology is supposed to serve mankind. Okay. I don't think the human brain is capable of an independent thought. I think everything that happens in our brain happens because it was planted there for the purpose of serving the world around us. Now, we get that wrong a lot of times, but at the end of the day, there are tons of agencies that we've set up that their job is to ensure that new things do the greatest good for the largest number of people while presenting the least amount of harm to the smallest number. They just simply have not had time to do their job. And that's what we're doing is we're slowing down this process and saying we can't be concerned about your shareholder recovery right now. We have to be concerned about how many people are going to be unalived by the fact that you got in a hurry. And so that's what this is about, guys. This is about, we don't want to stop technology. That's not who we are. We want it to be safe. We want it to be fair. We want it to serve the world around us and not take from the world around us. And so when Harvard's talking about these sensors, and I mean that's scary. If I'm driving down the road and a bee flies in the window and now it's running around the car, if I'm afraid of bees, I'm going to freak out. I don't need my car to chalk up on the middle of I-65 because a bee flew in the window. We haven't had enough studies yet to determine if this is safe. And once it's safe, absolutely. If it serves us, if it increases our quality of life, if it makes our life expectancy longer, I'm all for anything that would take a truck driver's life expectancy from 61 to 71, but only if it's safe. See, if we put trucks on the road and they ran up and down the road by themselves, you've got a monitoring driver in the truck. We do it safely, if we do it responsibly, yeah, let's do that. But as of August 1st, it's going to be legal for a truck to run up and down the Kentucky corridors with no driver. Now, on Texas highways, that's one thing, okay? You guys have run the Kentucky freight corridors. You tell me which one is safe for a truck with no driver. Tell me which one. There's not 5 miles of I-65 that there should be a truck with no driver on it in the state of Kentucky. And as of August 1, that's going to be legal. That's what we got to get in a hurry about. So when we're talking about these letters and we're talking about the things we're doing and we're saying we got to come together, I know it seems like we got time because we've been after it for 40 years. No, we're out of time. We got to get after it right now because the agenda has already been set. They've been after their plan for a long, long time. Yeah, we're running a little bit behind, but we don't have to stay behind. Like that, we can come together. We can do what we need to do. Tomorrow morning, we can have this thing changed. We just got to get after it.
Wow, Samantha. How? Jeez.
She's on fire.
Wow. That was awesome. Yeah.
Vince, why don't you tell everybody that's in here about the letters and what they do and how they can get involved in that? And then you can drop me down if you want, buddy.
All right, brother. Thanks so much for coming in. If you're not following Cool Harvey yet, go give him a follow. An amazing patriot, another awesome trucker who cares about all of our futures and our family's futures. Go give Cool Harvey a follow. I'm gonna give you a gift. I'm gonna drop you down, brother. Thanks for coming in. Later. All right, guys. So like Cool Harvey said, we have 5 letters, 5 example letters for you to send in your state. If you would like to get involved and you would like to see some real change, some real traction, this is your chance to have a voice. This is your chance to make a real change that matters for you and your family and me and my family. So this is something we can unite on and we can do together. Autonomous is dangerous for the human being. Yeah, it's great for the 20 rich families that are already billionaires. It's wonderful for them. But what about you? Do you want your 100,000 a year dollar job, $100,000 a year job to go down to zero? And now you got to go figure out something else to do, and everybody that's revolved around you that you make money for it, we all recycle money to each other. So what are 2 million truck drivers going to do? How about the 100,000 mechanics? How about all the cashiers at the truck stops? I mean, these are all jobs that are going to go away. It's not just truck drivers. There's a lot of people revolved around truck drivers that are involved that make money off us. We're all in this together, right? The EPA, OSHA, these are letters to EPA, OSHA, your state's DOT, Department of Transportation, Department of Energy Management, and the Federal Insurance Office. We have 5 example letters that you can sign off on, put your name on, put your state in, mail them, make a video about mailing them to inspire other people. Let's stop autonomous trucking. Let's let these 5 agencies know how the global elites could care less about their job. You think the global elites care about the EPA? You think the global elites care about OSHA? You think they care about safety? No, they already said 1 million lives a year are an acceptable amount of human loss in our country. Okay, they don't care as long as they can get another Ferrari. That's all they care about. We do care. We the people do care. And you know who's running this country? We the people. You are. I am. They are our employees. Okay. So our employees want to know that these folks are just implementing without any kind of safety records on what these machines actually do. Are they hackable? Oh, nobody knows. But of course they are. Do we want that? No, we don't. We do not want autonomous 80,000-pound missiles going down the road to be obtainable by criminals, right? To be hackable. So please get involved. You can DM myself, you can DM Samantha, or you can DM Pastime for a Change. We, the truckers, we are all here to serve you. We are looking to joyfully serve you, the people, the truckers, the small carriers, the American citizen. So please get involved. We are going to end the live. Samantha, anything else you want to say? Or are you still smoking?
Bob Murphy's in, and I just want to say hi to Bob. I know we're getting ready to end, but I'm hoping the next time we're here that he'll come in because I'd love to hear his insight. Just it's so good to see more people coming together and saying let's get some things done. Let's just get it done.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Let's see. Yeah. Would lose their job. Yeah, he said dispatchers would lose their job. Another great example, Bob. Dispatchers would lose their jobs. Samantha, thank you so much. If you're not following Samantha, go give her a follow and let's get this thing done. 5 letters in your state you can send out, you know, and you don't have to do anything you don't want to do, but if you want to make a video about it, you can go back on my feed, Sean's feed, Samantha's feed, and you could watch. Wild Child did one for his state. There's a lot of great truck driver patriots that are sending these 5 letters out because they care about their communities, they care about their states, they care about their country, they care about we the people, not just themselves. They care about their communities. So please get involved if you haven't already, or you're not getting involved somewhere. Go, everybody go follow each other. Remember, this is a community. This is a culture that we're building together, being true professionals in the American trucking industry. We are professional drivers. Okay. We're not skilled laborers. We are professional drivers. We prevent together 7 to 8 preventable accidents daily. Am I right? Do we not perform safety maneuvers every day, especially the last 5 years or so? You ask these other truck drivers like Bob Murphy, some of these other veteran truck drivers, you ask them what it's like today compared to 20, 30 years ago, you know, 2, 3 million miles ago. Anyway, Sean, any last words, brother, before we close her down?
Absolutely. So I just want to thank every single person that came into the live tonight. Sorry that it had a little bit of a little setback, but don't worry about it. We're, you know, when you're doing the right thing, this is what's going to happen, right? When we're looking into this, you know, we were actually building, taking this Build America Act 250 and trying to simplify it, right? So we're trying to get it to where everybody can actually be educated on it, you know, on per page. So when you start doing this stuff, yeah, you're gonna have people start looking at you going, why is he doing this? You know, again, I want to say that this 250 American Act bill is not a bill that can pass or fail. This is a budget bill. So there's a difference between budget. So they set $1 trillion aside. They're gonna say, hey, you know what? This has to go. How are we gonna spend it? You guys decide. So let's get everybody educated on the parts of the autonomous. You know, with what Cole Harvey was saying about that. That's actually hidden inside that bill, believe it or not. With the alcohol and drinking and looking at your face, that's part of the technology. It's just hidden in there. The Delilah law is in there. There's so much of these bills that we really need to study this 250 American act and let's tear it apart. You know, let's everyone just kind of do the research in there. Let's send them letters out. Let's get these people, these organizations that's supposed to be looking out for the whole country. You know, but let's wake them up. You know, even like I said, the teacher union, that's phenomenal. Anything that you guys can think of that's in our industry. You know, again, right? Teachers teach kids to be truck drivers. They're in our industry. The fuel person that's collecting our car to help us do our fuel. You know, when I talk to these women and gentlemen every day when I get my car fuel, and I hand them my card, because I go inside. Like I don't want to be the one that's just pumping it into the thing. I want to go in and say hello and have a conversation with them. You know, and it's crazy. So right now, like for example, Pilots is rounding up money, right? To donate, you know, and then I have these conversations like, how hard is it to ask us to donate money when fuel's $6 a gallon? And, you know, and these ladies are like, oh, you know, well, they're going to give me a $25 gift card if I get this number by the end of the month. And she's like, and it's not worth it. How am I supposed to ask you this? So these are the things that I like to do as a professional driver to see how those ladies, gentlemen, and women are actually doing behind the counter. You know, I call it behind the scenes because well, then we don't have us. Without us, we don't have them. So it's just a revolving industry. So again, guys, I appreciate everybody's hard work from my family to yours. Let's restructure the industry. Let's reshape it. What happens in this bill is going to be next 10 years, 15 years that we're going to have that suffering or the outcome of, well, we didn't get our say so in there. So it's time now that more than ever to come together, unite, vote. You know, let's get in the polls and you know, let's restructure who we need in there. You know, let's move into the direction that we have to fix our industry. And then voting is a major part of it. You know, 65% of our industry does vote. But now let's educate ourselves with it. You know, let's see who's running up against so and so. What's his background? What's her background? You know, let's see how it's going to best fit us. Reach out to them. You know, have that conversation and say, hey, you know what? Our industry is a failing industry. We have so many links into it. How can you benefit us? And let's see if we get those conversations going. Because the more people we have at the top level in our states that we can actually have that communication, pick up that phone call and say, hey, you know what? We're having this problem in trucking. That's going to be amazing. You know, and I just found out that one of my senators in my state is actually on a board, and I didn't even know it. He gives me 5 minutes of his town hall meeting every month to talk about trucking, right? And I finally have just looked into this, and I've known the guy for 4 years now, right? I have talked to him once a month, and he gives me the floor, and I have conversations at our state level, and I find out that he's on this committee, and I'm like, man, this guy, like, if you'd have just told me that, I'd have changed my avenue, right? I would have been like, hey, I know you're here, you know, so. Once you start learning, you know, these angles and learning the education, and that's what we're here for, right? We want to teach you guys. I don't want to be way ahead of you guys, right? And nobody does, right? I don't want to be that guy that's like, hey, this is the information, but I want to get you guys up where I'm at, or where most of us are at, on learning how a bill goes, how it gets passed, what's the difference between a bill and what is the difference between a budget bill. So that way we know, you know, what angles to go with and what what's the subcommittees and the committees, all the information that we need that we can actually stick our claws in there and say, hey, you know what, we disagree with that. Again, guys, thank you for everything you guys do. Thanks for sending out these letters. It means a lot to our industry, you know. Maybe the one guy decides he doesn't want to send them, but you send them. You know, that's what it's about. When they come around and they say, hey, you know what, how did our industry get fixed? You can say, hey, I had a piece of that. It's the culture we're trying to build to quit letting them stomp on us anymore. It's our turn to say, hey, let's put that power back into the driver's seat where it belongs, where it's always should belong. When they pulled that out of there, this is where we're at. So let's get that power back in there. You know, let's talk about this in 3 years down the road. Say, man, we really did something. we fixed our industry, and it's amazing. Better pay. You know, we're still fighting with the toll roads, getting those down. So I mean, we're not just out here truck driving. We're out here educating, learning, and knowing what angles to take and what's the best avenues to fix this industry. So, you know, you guys make me work harder, and I appreciate that, because when we have these lives, somebody brings something up, and I'm just all like, hey, you know what? You're all right. Let me look into that. So I appreciate it, guys, and it's an honor to sit on this panel with Vince. I thank Vince for the time and the dedication that he does in it. And it's an honor to sit at this panel and have conversations with every single one of you guys in this live, and being able to have that conversation at a level-headed mind and work through it. It's not too much of that's out here anymore. I mean, I don't care what kind of politics you're in. When you're talking about politics, there's always that one guy that's got to get real heated up, voice gets real loud, and gets angry. Here, we can actually talk about politics and have still a level head, and keep it calm, and keep it collected. So, guys, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for out here supporting your families. It means a lot to feed to America and being the backbone of this industry, and keeping everybody fed and keeping fuel in there. So, with that, Vince, I'm going to hand it back over to you. And like I said again, Vince, thank you for everything you do, the hard work, the time that you put in, and everybody else. So, and here we're united.
Couldn't have said it better. Couldn't have said it better. So here you are going to find the most powerful advocates in the industry. At We the Truckers, you are going to find the most powerful advocates that are genuine, that actually care about the American trucking industry. I promise you that. I promise you that, okay? Real quick, mytruckspaces.com, mytruckspaces.com. If you're not following that man already, go follow that driver. Amazing guy. I met him at MATTS. I met almost everybody at MATTS. It's an amazing place. I hope you all go in 2027. It is worth it. I am telling you, let's go. Mytruckspaces.com says, we sent letters to Todd Young, still waiting to hear back. This is what I'm talking about. Everybody has a different idea of how to fix the industry and their energy. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. I love every single one of you. You are the American patriots. You are the true we the people. You are getting involved. You are spending your time here. You're tapping that screen. You're sharing the live. You're getting us into the For You page. We really appreciate it. We are live on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, X. We thank you so much for watching. 1 Corinthians chapter 16 verses 13 through 14 says this. Sorry, 13 through 16 says this. Be on your guard. Stand still in the faith. Be courageous, be strong, do everything in love. A truck driver is supposed to be trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And on my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, and to obey the truck law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Till we see each other again, we are doing lives every Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and every Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to find that courage, to find that gift in you, to be an American patriot, to get back the values and all the amendments to the Constitution that belong to us, we the people. They don't belong to the government or the corporate giants, right? The global elites. They do not own us. God owns us, or we own ourselves. Thank you so much for watching. Keep the shiny side up and the dirty side down. Come on. Follow and subscribe for more, and go follow each other. Let's get this community strong. Let's find our gift. Let's build this culture together. Till the next time, guys. Thanks for watching.